I'm Lizzie Armanto, and here are some of my covers. I remember this trip. We went to Colorado with the Birdhouse team, and I remember, I don't know, where is this like one of those parks?
Roxbury.
Roxbury. It's been a second.
Yeah.
But this was a surprise. I found out about this cover through Mimi Noop. She just texted it to me, and I was surprised because I don't know, I just really didn't see women on the covers of mags at the time, and so.
Were you aware that Transworld was working on a women's issue?
I know they had in the past, but obviously you never expect yourself to be on the cover.
Yeah.
This was my first trip with Bart Jones, and the first time I met him, he was kissing frogs like at 3 a.m. and I thought he was like the most insane guy because he told me he was like a hypochondriac. And then we shot this photo, so I was really stoked.
Oh yeah.
And then
So that's 2016, and then
this is 2017.
right.
So this was the end of 2016. So okay, wait. Actually,
Shot during the summer.
From this trip, I went to Copenhagen and then I met Axel like the next week.
Rad.
So it was a really good summer. And then this is the next year in the spring. And I was actually living at Brighton's house. This is her ramp. And I shot this with Burnett when we were working on our interview. And this is probably like the first method air I ever did.
Right.
And I had a lot of good times at this ramp, and I miss it. Or I miss the sessions. And when I found out about this cover, it was the day I went pro, and Grosso.
That's right.
Or what's it called? It was the day I went pro, but obviously you have no idea when you are going pro. And I was told Tony was filming his intro part for the Birdhouse video, and I showed up really late.
At the ramp, this ramp, right, was where they did the reveal? Yeah.
Yeah, and so there was this session happening, and Grosso fell, and then he was like struggling, and then, I don't know, he like feigned a fall, and then he like came over to me and then like pulled this out, and then next thing I know, like Tony was behind him with my board, and
wow.
it was insane. And then my mom came out, and then like it was just so overwhelming, and I just started crying.
Awesome. Perfect surprise.
I think this was next.
Right.
So this is my Oso cover. I think this is the first issue of them. Yeah.
Yep.
Which is like an all women's mag, which I think is cool. And it has like a really nice feel.
Yeah.
And this photo was from Vert Attack in Sweden one year.
Okay.
And they always do portraits, and Vert Attack is one of my favorite events. I feel like for the vert scene, it's like I don't know, like kind of underground event where unless you're like really into vert skating, you have no idea about it. And I don't know, it was always good times, and the ramp's really fun.
Cool. And then
I think this is next. So
what do we have here?
this is a college physics textbook which weighs like 1 billion pounds, and this Macmillan, the people that make this, I know it says something else, but okay. This company hit me up about getting a photo for a physics textbook, and I was like, for sure, that'd be sick. I like reached out to Acosta, and then this is one of his photos from the park series in China.
Okay.
I actually miss a lot of the park series because it was so fun with like the crew and bands, and they'd always build a new park. It was fun going to China and just like being in such a different culture. And I feel like so many of the skaters were like struggling with the food, and I just like every time I had the best time because you get like such good Chinese food.
Nice. Now, you're the first person we've interviewed with, a cover of a college textbook. have you been or gotten much feedback from students that have used this book? And like, has there been any recognition from college physics classes?
I think I've gotten tagged in it like once or twice, but honestly, I'm surprised that, I don't know, no one's really like mentioned this. But I don't know, we'll see how long the college textbook lasts. I feel like they don't like make these that often.
Right.
So
yeah, so multiple years of students will see this.
Yeah.
Awesome.
But this was like a really cool surprise.
Yeah.
I think that's like the last thing you ever expect being a skateboarder.
Totally.
And then here we have the 2001 mag, and these are photoshopped by Acosta. We were working on my shoe campaign for the Lizzie, and this is one of the pools we skated. It was Panthers. Ozzy found this pool and cleaning it up here, and then there's some portraits from my ramp.
Okay.
And yeah, I love the size of this. It feels like so nice.
Yeah, coffee table book type.
And then there's Ben Ramers on the back.
Oh, I didn't realize that. Cool.
So that's really sweet.
Yeah. I always like to ask folks about classic cover stuff that influenced you as a younger skater. Anything stand out to you from early mags you might have had, or?
I don't think so. Or I don't think so. I feel like I don't know, growing up in Santa Monica, I was so blessed to be in the scene and just around so many different types of skaters, like whether it was like the younger generation or the older generation, but there was just like such a good scene on the west side, and that was like all I had. And then later on, when I started finding magazines, it was hard to relate to. Like I felt like it was like mostly street, and then like there wasn't really women's representation.
Mm-hmm.
And I know it's gotten better, but it was just really hard to like relate to skate mags. And so when I got both of my first covers, so like the Transworld cover and the Thrasher cover, it felt so unexpected. Like the fact that it happened once, I was like, yeah, well, that's never gonna happen again. and I feel so blessed that that's a thing. And I think it's important having like role models and like seeing yourself,
having that visibility for sure. Well, fantastic, Lizzie. I think that about covers it. Thanks for sitting down with us. Will we see you at Exposure this next week?
Want to, but I'm doing a Vans demo. I didn't realize it was like on the same thing, and I already agreed.
All right. Well, you've certainly been to a handful of them over the years.
I love going to them, honestly. I'll probably tune into the like live stream or something.
Yeah, perfect. Awesome. All right.